new AMD RX 7600 XT is out on the market right now, but is it actually worth to buy? In today's video, you will find out which one is the best PC build in terms of price or performance to pair with this RX 7600 XT, but I will also give you my opinion on whether or not this GPU is actually a great option for you, and I will tell you the level of performance that you will get with this entire system. That way, if you know nothing about computers, you are able to understand me anyway. All the links to these components will be down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. For the CPU, we have the Ryzen 5 5600. This is one of the best budget CPUs still to this day because of how good the price to performance is. It's a 6-core processor that is going to get the job done for gaming at 1080p, 1440p and even 4K depending on the graphics card. With this CPU, you can play easy to run titles such as Fortnite or Valorant at 240 plus FPS on average at 1080p and 1440p. Of course, when using low settings. Then for the CPU cooler, we have the Thermal Ride Assassin X. This one is just $19 and it's going to keep the noise levels down for the Ryzen 5 5600. But if you want to stick to the stock cooler, which is free, that's completely fine and you are going to be getting great performance regardless. So if you want to save up 20 bucks, you can just stick to the stock cooler. Then for the motherboard, we have the Gigabyte B550 Gaming X. This one is going for $118 and it's amazing for gaming, has plenty of features, and you get 2 M.2 slots, which in my opinion is important in case you want to upgrade the storage down the line. Then for the memory kit, we have 32 gigs of DDR4 memory, which is going to be amazing for gaming and also if you want to do other tasks such as streaming, content creation and productivity work in general. For the storage, we have a 1TB Gen 3 SSD, which is the standard for gaming nowadays, but if you want more storage, remember you can always upgrade down the line. So I would recommend you starting with 1TB, especially at this price point, and then if you ever need more, just buy another kit. Then for the graphics card, of course, we have the RX 7600 XT. Now, it's very hard to give you my opinion on this GPU because it's not the best GPU, but it's also not the worst. Coming at $330, you get 16 gigs of VRAM, which is actually great. And in terms of performance, it's actually very solid. On a 12 gamer average at 1080p from Hardware Unboxed, the RX 7600 XT was able to average 95 FPS, and we are talking about high demanding titles on high to ultra settings. Therefore, it's actually an amazing number. And then at 1440p resolution, the 7600 XT was able to average 67 FPS, which is actually very solid once again considering this is high demanding titles on ultra settings. You can always turn on FSR, which is the AMD upscaler, and you will be getting higher frame rates. The reason why I do not love this GPU is because it's kind of in the middle. You have different options here. For about 270 bucks, you can get the RX 7600 non-XT, which is 30% cheaper and it's going to give you about the same rasterized performance. The only issue with the 7600 is that it has 8 gigs of VRAM, which can be a limitation if you want to play at 1440p down the line, and for that reason I think it's worth the price difference going with the 7600 XT instead. And then the other option is the Nvidia RTX 4060, which is going for around $300 and it's going to give you once again about the same rasterized performance, maybe slightly slower. It has 8 gigs of VRAM, but you get DLSS, which is the Nvidia upscaler, and it usually has better image quality than FSR, which is the upscaler for AMD. Then for around $350 at the moment, you can get the 6700 XT from AMD, which is about 9% faster and 6% more expensive. So in terms of price to performance, that one is better, but you have to keep in mind that it doesn't come with AV1 encoding, which is going to be helpful if you want to stream on YouTube. And it comes with 12 gigs of VRAM, which I have no problem with if we are talking about 1440p resolution. So I believe this new AMD RX 7600 XT is not great, but it's also not bad. If you see it at $300, I think it's going to be an amazing card in terms of value, but at $330 is not the best and not the worst. So my recommendation is for you to see your specific situation, your favorite games, and whether or not you value DLSS and ray tracing performance, even though I wouldn't consider ray tracing at this performance tier, but taking everything into consideration, I think the 7600 XT is actually a good graphics card, and if you buy it, you will get great 1080p performance and also solid 1440p performance for the price that you are paying. And you have to keep in mind that 16 gigs of VRAM is going to be helpful down the line when future games are going to be using more than 12 gigs of VRAM at 1440p or more than 8 gigs of VRAM at 1440p, which is very likely to happen in the next few years. Then for the case, we have the Montec X3 Mesh ATX mid-tower case. I love this case because it's only $60 and it comes with 6 pre-installed fans, which is a bunch of ventilation for the system. Honestly, amazing airflow for the price. And then for the power supply, we have the Aperia Prestige 600 watt 80 plus volt power supply, which is going to be plenty of wattage for this system because it's actually very power efficient. The total price for this exact PC is $825 when I'm recording this video, and if you stick with the stock cooler from AMD, the price is going to be around $800. Then if you go with the RX 7600 instead of the XT version, because let's say you're going to play at 1080p and you don't care about the VRAM difference, performance is very similar, then the total price is going to be $765. Honestly, you are going to be getting great 1080p performance regardless of the GPU that you choose, whether it's the 7600, RTX 4060 or RX 7600 XT. But if you want to play at 1440p down the line, I think the XT version is going to be worth the buy. Let me know what you think about this new AMD GPU in the comment section, and if you want a pre-built PC because you don't want to build a PC yourself, I highly recommend you watching my video on the best pre-built PCs for 2024. You will have that one in the top right of the screen for every budget. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.